Angel Reese graces the cover of Vogue Winter 2025 and discusses passion for merging basketball and fashion. Angel Reese totally ignores father's professional career, credits other loved ones in latest Vogue interview. Angel Reese has always been around basketball, growing up playing on the court in front of her house, competing with her younger brother, and learning tips from her mom. Her brother, Julian, now plays for Maryland in his senior year. Angel herself played for the Terrapins, then the LSU Tigers, and is now a forward for the Chicago Sky. It was the influence of Angel Webb, her mom, but also Michael, her dad. However, the WNBA player seems reluctant to acknowledge him. In a recent interview with Vogue, Reese talks about fashion and basketball and how the two have always been part of her life. But when the conversation turns specifically to hoops, the Bayou Barbie says, "It's always been both, basketball and fashion," Reese says. Basketball runs in the family, she explains. Both her mother and grandmother played. And when she was growing up in Baltimore, the sport was just around. In the past, Reese has often spoken about how her mom raised her two kids as a single mom, receiving help from their relatives. But Michael Reese, a 6'8" forward from Washington, D.C., was a well-known college player in his active days. Not much is known about him now, but he did have successful careers at Boston University and later Loyola Maryland University. At 6'8", he was also a forward and known for his heated temperament on the court. Michael is a terrifically talented basketball player, but there is something that has stopped him from reaching his potential. Paul McCullen noted in a January 12, 1992 issue of the Baltimore Sun, updated on October 24, 2018. Reese grew up in Northeast Washington, within sight of RFK Stadium. He starred at H.D. Woodson High and went to Maine Central Institute in 1988 to 89 when he didn't meet the NCAA standards for freshman eligibility. But while he seems to be out of the family picture now, Angel Reese and her mom are still close. "Most of my family plays basketball, so I kind of had to play," the WNBA's 2024 rebounding leader had said previously. And while the Sky forward might not have ever had the chance to attend her father's games, she did play a year of college ball with her brother and used to go watch her mom's games. It was not just her parents who played basketball, but her grandparents as well, as did her aunts. Angel Reese told Just Women's Sports in January 2023. It was a given she and her brother would play, but as the Barbie says, it was her mom that was the catalyst, no one else. "I used to go to my mom's games when I was younger. She used to play in a little league, and I used to always go watch her games on Sundays. That was something that was always inspiring to me," Reese says. "She's always been independent, and she molded that into me. I am who I am because of her." Today, Angel Reese is one of the biggest stars in the WNBA after a notable rookie season, coming right on the heels of a successful college career, not to mention the 2023 NCAA Championship trophy. With an estimated net worth of $2 million, the Sky player boasts numerous brand sponsorships with famous names, and her stock is only going to rise from here. Announced Wednesday, the Chicago Sky star graced the cover of the latest issue from the magazine in a sleek red dress while discussing her passion for basketball and fashion. "Living the dream only one can imagine. God, thank you. Cover girl," the 22-year-old wrote. Reese also explained how she was a fan of the 2000s hit series America's Next Top Model growing up. "I used to watch America's Next Top Model with Tyra and practice my walk in the living room," she noted. Her passion for fashion has paid off, recently being awarded Footwear News Style Influencer of the Year award in December, where during her speech, she talked about being a young woman navigating the unique worlds of sports, fame, and fashion. The rising model also giving a special shout out to Reebok for supporting her dreams and initiatives. That same month, she also snagged an endorsement deal with Reese's, which saw her releasing a limited edition Reese's duffel puff bag for the winter season.
I started playing basketball when I was about 4, and I always loved it. I actually played a whole bunch of different sports, and sports was always something that grew up in my household because everybody in my family played basketball. I decided to just stick with basketball and just became this basketball icon, just for like being beauty, into fashion for a really long time. And obviously when I went to college, I went to LSU. That's when my life kind of changed and I became the Bayou Barbie, and it's been history since then. Hey Vogue, it's Angel Reese here.
It's Gabby Thomas here.
And I'm at my cover shoot.
I'm on the set of my Vogue cover shoot.
The moment I knew I could go professional was when my mom coached me and my brother. I was on an all-boys team and I was dominating the boys.
My junior year in college when I won the NCAA championship meet and I broke a collegiate record.
I think one misconception about being a professional athlete is knowing that you can maximize your 24 hours. You can do everything that you need to do. You can work out in the morning, you can do a fashion show, you can go shopping, you can sleep, get your nails, hair done. Everybody has the same 24 hours. It's about what you do with them.
One thing that I expected about being a professional athlete was that everybody had their ish together, and I kind of feel like we're all just winging it. I show up to meets when I can and I just make it happen. When I was dressed in Tommy Hilfiger for the US Open this past fall, I was channeling my inner Zendaya, who is kind of my fashion icon.
My favorite so far has been Victoria's Secret. Diotima, she actually just won at the CFDA, and I was excited to work with her. So just being able to do that and actually just being able to be me within myself.
Angel Reese, being less dressed doesn't make her stylish, claims WNBA stylist as she discloses the unfortunate truth. In basketball, style is more than just how you play. It's how you carry yourself off the court. It's a game of consistency, like hitting a perfect three-pointer or finding the right rhythm on defense. Angel Reese, the Chicago Sky rookie sensation, has made headlines with her bold court performances and equally daring fashion choices. However, as she continues to establish her brand, a candid critique from a WNBA stylist has ignited a conversation about what it means to be truly stylish. Even Stephen A. Smith weighed in during his podcast, offering his perspective. By pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it. That's going to be part of the judgment that comes against you, fair or unfair. His words underscored the reality of public scrutiny that Reese, like many young stars, faces as she builds her identity both on and off the court. As Reese navigates the intersection of sports and fashion, she has the opportunity to define her brand in a way that reflects her true self. The question remains, will she embrace this challenge and step into a more versatile sartorial game, or will she stick to her current playbook?
But what's not debatable is the fact that Caitlin Clark has handled her branding extremely well. Whereas with Angel Reese, sometimes you find yourself scratching your head and wondering what the hell she's doing. Like that photo right there. Listen, I see the way you walk in the game. Just listen. She's a beautiful young lady. And there's a lot of beautiful young ladies in the WNBA. But when you do that, you can't come down the line and complain about being objectified later on. It's not going to work with people. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not going to work. And when you do stuff like that, and you're drawing attention to yourself because of that, that can be problematic for you. Especially when the comparison is going to be drawn to Caitlin Clark, who isn't doing such things. That might not be fair. I'm not saying it is. And you certainly have the right to dress how you want and to do what you want and to live your life. But people have a right to have their opinions about what you put on display. And if they don't like it and they believe that it's not the right thing for you to be doing when you talk about building your brand, I don't know how you can argue that, Tori. That's my struggle.